I-77 back with some Outer Worlds, and that was out of this world. Alright, when last we left off, we've been helping out the deserters here, and I'm going to continue to help the deserters for a minute. I'm going to go and find this guy's engineering shit. Might as well get that done. Plus, we'll see what else we can discover. Yeah. Got him. Enemy marauders. I don't need that. I will take the Adreno. Model spaceship. Sure, why not? In we go. Auntie Cleo's better than nature. After you're done eating that, why don't you put their stuff in the dryer? Free sliced bread. A jar of plain and pure water. Sell. We'll go over and sell my junk because I got a bunch of junk. Yay. It made noises I like. Ah. Ooh, but that might be useful. Armor's better. So why is it more expensive? Oh, the armor. Put on our good stuff now. Get rid of that crap. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Damn, girl, you almost got shot. Gotcha. Sounds like that one got, gooified, but he didn't. Sentry blade, I'm not interested. Take. Got 50 points for him. Oh, he ran like a bitch.
Don't mess with us.
either. Yeah. Size 7.
And what? Okay. Volume 1 looks like it's upstairs.
Nice one!
Of course it is. I'm good at what I do. First aid room key. Aha. Pick it up. Pet pills.
Something there? Gonna find you.
There he is. Okay, I see the dude talking. I see.
Incoming!
Up. He's gooified. Oh, no, he's not. The way he reacted, I thought he was. What the fuck is this? Coming soon, Mannequin. Feast your eyes upon the great frilled Mannequin, sovereign of her nest, imported from the wilds of Terra. One to thrill and excite your imagination. Okay, it's just like a... bathroom with dead people. A lot of bathrooms in this place. Cannot open that. Pick it all up while I'm here. Heading back out. '28th annual Tossball series. Interstellar Championship. Rizzo's Rangers versus the Spacers chosen. Essentially looks like it's lacrosse. That's what it looks like. Oh, it's nighttime. We must be cautious. You were right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short. Oh man, how did I fucking miss? All right. Marker. Am I seriously running through the Marauders
Let's end this
town?
quick.
Look out. You didn't do your job very well. Handled. Now the fun part, we go and loot. Corporation Service Award. Huh. My favorite part. Oh, he got blown apart. We're good. Looks like my armor needs repair already. I just bought. Luckily, I'll eventually get to a workbench. Maybe sooner than necessary since I'm back at Edgewater. Could have just fast traveled. Excuse me.
That was supposed to be a burp, but it didn't want to come all the way up.
A burp that went south. Over this way, I could put that away. The Saltuna Cannery. It's in there, second floor. Where the fuck is this thing taking me? Okay, sorry to disturb you guys. There it is. Pick it up. Can't take nothing and be all stealing.
You the new worker?
Sure, we'll say hi.
Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
I'm guessing you're the foreman? Oh, I'm here. Gravesite fees, I'm here to collect.
Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
These papers aren't signed in your name.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do
you, I
without the
guess.
sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
Said the guy shot
Woke
himself?
up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Must be tough losing family.
Eugene wasn't family.
But you said you were his closest living relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
You can't be serious.
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
He was a person, not an asset.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his Adams be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
I'll let you get back to work.
Oh, okay.
That was disturbing. Disturbing and a little unsettling. Or am I taking myself?
That'll. Okie dokie. Yeah. Okie dokie. Bye-bye.
Okay, now... Find the 3 volumes.
She wants me to look to see if we have frozen wrapping paper.
There's working shifts at the cannery.
I see you looking at my orange. You can't
Where are we
Guess I
headed?
should talk to her. Thomas seems very
He's
fond
just
of you.
interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
I've not lately seen a man with a bigger or more obvious crush.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Alright, you're about useless. I guess we'll finish the small grave matter. Just so I can have places that I know I can go.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
At least you got your... Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm... Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
You want to tell me what's got you so
You
nervous?
some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Here to collect on the website.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
He told me everything. How long did you think he'd keep it a secret
Sounds
like
like
that?
he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Sorry to
You
hear that.
are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
I'm listening.
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Lord, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Good to know. All right.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Why do you say that, sweetheart?
Oh, I can cut my own hair. But
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs.
Yeah, you
Physical
look to be the
hygiene
picture
recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Uh-huh. Do your haircuts usually come with free lectures? I can show you my hands.
Thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Silas sent me to collect your dues.
Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You mean
As
you're
broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
Don't be
I
so
have
hard
to
on
be,
yourself.
if only to prepare myself for my inevitable dressing down at the hands of corporate. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Hang on, medical rights?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Give him an
Not a
IOU.
bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
I'll let you know if I think of anything.
Much obliged.
All right. Let's go visit Silas. See if we can't come up with something that'll work for everybody. Creepy creature. Ugh. Creepy ass creature. Put the gun away.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come. Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss.
What are you talking
Best
about,
to
Silas?
ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh,
I'm sorry.
well, thanks.
Something I can do for you?
About those fees
Run
you
into
wanted.
any trouble?
Conrad can't afford to pay.
Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room.
I'll take a look. Looks like I'm going back to Conrad's. But you know
Where
what?
are we headed?
Nothing we can talk about. What? No idea who any of those are. I jump, I jump, I jump. All right, Conrad. We gotta get this done.
She had her own like comedy show,
Okay.
and he was just like her little he's almost like minion. He was out on Sunday morning while visiting his
Well, that sucks. Receptionist shot himself. This is bad. Company's gonna have to call it for what it is. Destruction of Spacer's Choice property. Eugene was an asset and somebody has to pay his body price. It's gonna ruin us. So I think that we pawn off his teeth. Eugene had a full set of gold teeth, heirlooms passed down his family or something. You're possessing his body, right? Just dig around and pry them out. We'll sell the teeth somewhere nice and quiet, use the bits to pay his body price, and nobody's the wiser. What do you think? Don't write back. In fact, don't talk to me at all. Just give me a special signal next time you see me. Waggle your eyebrows, Phyllis G. Uh-oh.
What can I do for you?
I know about Eugene.
You know about Eugene? How?
Found a note from
Then,
Phyllis.
you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
I'm sure he won't miss them.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
I'm told Eugene killed
Eugene
himself.
was
What
not
happened?
a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life.
That's horrible.
It's a miracle of bureaucracy. If Eugene's death were filed as a suicide, we'd all pay the price for his crime. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Okay, something ain't right here. Because that other girl that I had to extort money out of, she's paying or paid for dude's suicide. If you ruled it not a suicide, where's that money? I'm getting the impression you're extorting everybody. I think that's what's going to come out. Dun, dun, dun. We're going to find out. Oh, Silas.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients.
That's creepy. Need to talk to you about Eugene.
What about him?
Read a letter from Phyllis. She mentioned digging him up for his old teeth.
Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead. Let me
Keep
know
an
if
eye
you
out for
find
him, I guess.
anything. Yeah?
Some questions for you. All right, let's see
Something
here.
I can do for you?
Yeah.
You run into any
Not
trouble?
those fees you wanted. I'm all done. Paperwork, fees, and signatures.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
I went out
And
of my
I'll
way
buy you a
for you.
drink sometime.
Hoping for some more
Suppose
tangible.
you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Abernathy was trying to hide his own
Abernathy
illness.
was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy.
He was convinced you knew.
What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see? Yeah?
Let's get something else. I should go. Alright, so everything's handled. That is interesting. Where'd that go? There it is. But you know what? Ain't no time to fuck around with it. Oh, wait. I have that to do. Cash and medicine is out there. Hey, I found the cemetery. You thought I would have found it by now. But here we are. Good thing. My vape, yes. Are you nerfing? Oh, I found the community center. I don't know if I've ever been here, but it didn't give me a discover thing, so I guess I did. Love and attention. Hammersmith invites you to come see the greatest toss ball backs of all time. Barred from that side, so I have to work my way around. Yeah, I guess this is the place I've been. This is a place I've been. Got it. I don't know what that noise was, but right on. Pet pills. Pick it all up. Never know if it'll be useful. Good. Thank you. Close to charged, but not fully charged. Alright, enough dicking around. We got what we needed. Try to complete as much as I can before I do this final mission to decide who's going to get the power. Thank you. What?
Not these ones, but her other ones I gave her. You can smell the lobster.
Travel back to Edgewater. Could you brew a pot of coffee, please?
Because they're a lobster and mac and cheese flavored. Her other treats.
At that Bobby's that called? Turn on the heater. If it's cold, turn on the heat. All right, we'll move along.
Hey.
Oh, Mr. Abernathy.
You want to mingle, go try the cantina.
Yep. I have the medicine you wanted.
Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting. Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got.
I risked my life to save yours,
Wringing the
Abernathy.
blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
All right, see you around. All right, now, reach in. What's this? Abandoned industrial zone. That leaves curiosity. Go to the botanical labs and I'll turn in the other two things that I found. Then I got to figure out how to get the third one.
Hey! I can't carry you. Come on. Move it. This way.
Wentworth Society cigarettes. The finest cigarettes in Halcyon.
No.
Amber! You still hanging around here, bud? Two birds, one stone.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
I found two. Today's your lucky day, Thomas. I've got one of those data pads.
No
you wanted.
kidding. Really? Well, which one?
I found part
Look
one.
at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
Hold on, I got more
Don't
for you.
keep me in suspense.
Part two, found it in the
Ain't that
cannery.
just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
I'll let you know if I find the other.
Sure. I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
Bye. Alright, real quick, I want to... Let's see here. Prepare all equip. Alright, everything's prepared. I've been using that a lot, so let's tinker. Assault rifle just became a badass weapon. Cool. Put it away. Real quick, I'm just going to save the game because I got a lot of shit done. Don't know where the last one would be. That's my landing site. Guess we'll go take a look over at the one place I haven't discovered yet. Well, there's a couple places I haven't discovered, but this is a point of interest. Technically, I'm here. And I've been here. Mr. Power. Yeah, ouch. Smells like Amber's cooking up something again. I continue to look around. Here's a spot. Energy cells. able to hack that. Oh my god, Amber. That is ripe. What the fuck? People hide shit in the most peculiar places. Ow. I thought I was clear enough. Apparently I wasn't. Already checked this. All right. Nothing to it. I hate to say it, but to do it. Let's fast travel and get it done. When indentured servants are freed, anarchy soon follows. From the planet to your living room. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people determine that this storyline is kind of a shot at capitalism, but really it seems to me more communistic than anything else. Happy little workers. All they are is assets. I mean, I could be wrong here, but that's what I'm reading out of it. I don't know if there's anything I need. Sure, I got plenty of shit I could sell. Give me monies. Funny is everything that was supposed to be killed is still killed. Let's see what my choices are. It's only operating at 22% efficiency. You know what? Did it. All right. Now they're not going to be happy with me, but I gotta leave first. Okay. They're not gonna be happy with me, but I had to make a choice. The choice was made. Let's do it. Hoping I don't have to kill nobody. I mean, we'll play the ball where it lies. They'll either hate me, or I could talk them into doing what they need to do. Stir up a cup of coffee, please. Let me sit. I'm recording. I can't get up and do it. Alright, we make everybody upset at me, but it's the way it is. Something you probably shouldn't be eating with the way you're coughing. Oh, hi, Grandma.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
I had to make a choice. This isn't personal, Adeline. I need your power regulator.
Garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
He's not just gonna leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
You think that'll convince Reed to step down?
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
What happened? All this anger had to come from somewhere.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Enough talk. I like my shit.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
You won't survive without power. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So don't work at the cannery. You wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
Stay put. I'm going to try talking
You know
Reed
where to
into
find
stepping
me.
down. All right. Talk to him. Talk to her.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
That's what I do. Nothing left for you here.
The
It's time to go
matter's
back to
been
Edgewater.
weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Don't do anything hasty. I'll try to talk Reed into stepping down.
Sure. Suit yourself. I'll be here.
Hi, baby.
All right, that handles all them. Sorry. Gotta get used to that. All right, running back to go talk to Reed. Do feel like a dick that I took their power away. But it was one of those choices. I couldn't choose one without pissing off the other. There was no good guy choice. It was either one's going to work and the other one's not, or one's going to not work and the other one's going to, whatever. One's going to benefit, one's going to lose. And neither were exactly evil. I mean, yes, the corporation, it's kind of slaving their workers, but it's a better life for them.
I think this is why she was
Put the fucking gun away. What's up, Dick?
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
She won't come back as long as
Then
you're
we
here.
are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes, but I have done my best for this town.
You let Adeline's
Her son got
die.
sick with plague a couple years back. Company never gave us enough medication to treat the whole town. So I had to choose, you see. Adelaide's child or someone else's. She's never forgiven me. I don't expect she ever will.
You say you've done your best, but all I see is a town falling to pieces.
I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave. I'm a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Adelaine's people aren't getting
I don't
sick with the
believe
plague.
you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
The town doesn't eat anything but salt tuna. Of course you're going to get sick.
You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat saltuna here, and only saltuna.
Pretty sure it's your food that's making you sick. You need Adelaine's garden.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of him and shut down the greenhouse.
Adelaine's found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step
You'll
down.
excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Look, Reed, all I know is that it involves some really complicated math, and it works.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
I'm sure she will. Take care. I don't care about comforting you. I didn't know what it does.
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they don't care much for me.
All right, I got her approval. That's worth something. All right, go back to her. Go back to her, and that should complete this. Which makes me happy. Makes me giggle on... She's still hanging by the processor. Stand up.
That, the snake's come back.
You really make me not like you. I talk Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
Never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Take care. I have reached level 7. Oh yeah. Let's pick up my power converter. And while I'm at it too, let's see here. Apply. You've unlocked location hit effects for tactical time dilation. Hitting enemies in different locations during TTD maims or cripples those body parts. Try different locations to see the different effects. Hits to the chest produce different effects when using different weapons. Nothing is botched. Return to the unreliable. Return to my ship. Love the fact that my ship's name is the Unreliable. Antibiotics. Good for all that ails you. Play on words. Anthracillin.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I can understand you not wanting to go back.
And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Glad to have you along. Pick a cabin, it's yours.
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Okay. Now, somebody said that these characters really didn't have personalities. I think they do.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Why don't you do that?
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you
I have
know
a power
how
regulator.
to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm
Captain.
doing.
Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I'll be back. And she's still following me. We did it. Got your very own ship. Put the gun away.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I installed the power
All systems are
regulator.
operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. Oh, what a great ship. I see fire and sparks. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. So glad my ship's name is the Unreliable. Like, who decided that needed to be the name of the ship? Whose choice was that? Was that yours, Amber? Did you make that choice? I am contented that I completed my first
We have
world.
received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Good, I've been waiting to hear from him.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kilkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Fine, I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
I'll put it to good use, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. Alright, first and foremost, I gotta find my cabin. This my cabin? That's Gladys, that's the navigation terminal. This is my cabin. Holographic shroud projects as a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Is that my storage bin? I bet it is. I have the ability to transfer. Store. Let's see here. I'm gonna stop doing that. Alright, that stores that away. And then I can sleep for a couple hours. Message from Alex Hawthorne. Weapons from the void. Completed some stuff. I can actually explore my ship more too. If I wanted to.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
Showing your trade from your father, it sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor.
He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
But you actually are good at this, and you enjoy it.
Good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Break time's over. Oh, what do you think of the ship?
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space, but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
That's the ship's computer. It's not intelligent, but it does a good imitation.
So you're gonna call her it, not she?
Though my voice is currently pitched to suggest female, I possess no gender. Any pronoun preferred by the user is acceptable.
Hello, I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
Do you think, Pavati, is it safe to fly now that we got the regulator? Oh, wait.
I am at your disposal, Ms. Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma torch.
All right. Let's go find the other idiot before we take off. The fuck are you? There's stuff in my own ship. This is not a Petunia. Good to know. Alright, I'll pick up all that shit. Oh, this is Pavati's bedroom. Okay. You have no need for any of this shit. Let's talk to you.
As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
We haven't talked. I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Why were you so passionate about it?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud when you became a vicar, at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Seems quite trusting of you to sign on without knowing anything about
I
me.
have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Makes sense. What if the book doesn't have the
I
answers
honestly
you're looking
don't know
for?
what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Because it's
a
the right thing to
commendable
do.
attitude.
I wanted to ask you about that book. Does it have something to do with your religion?
The author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
What's a philosophist?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
A vicar searching for a banned book sets a bad example, doesn't it? Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Sounds like a good lead, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How will a crew manifest help track down your scholar friend?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
I'll have to think about it. We had our conversation, that's what matters. This is going to be the rest of my peoples. It's kind of neat they have their own little quarters. And a little feeding area, gaming area. The head. She's working. Nothing to do but to do it, I guess. Off the Gladys. Traveling to the Groundbreaker. Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Excellent.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain.
What do you need?
I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
Alright.
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Sure, we could head over to the engineering
Thanks,
now.
Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Let's go. Oh, I can have 2 companions with me? That's fucking awesome. I didn't even know that. That's cool. Amber. Hey, tons of fun. So we have made it to the Groundbreaker, guys. That's pretty awesome.
Captain.
We
Hey,
have
Captain.
made it here.
I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Yep, you're welcome. Alright, guys, this is where we will end it for the night. I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out the other great Let's Plays from Sounds Dicey Gaming, as well as all the great podcasts of Realm of the Mist Entertainment on our sister channel. And don't forget the tabletop Let's Plays like the recently uploaded Little Crypts on Sounds Dicey as well. And I will catch you on the next Outer Worlds. Have a good night, guys.